Hey, everybody.
Hey, folks.
Somebody's getting a drink of tea.
Yeah, sorry. I needed a drink
She needs a non-alcoholic cocktail.
before I get this started,
Yeah,
the shindig started.
yeah.
So, welcome to Rooted in Foods and to the Davises Eat and to the Davises Kitchen. We're the Davises.
Yep. We still are.
We still are. So it occurred to us about 5 seconds ago that I think I scheduled this for 6:30 this morning. So hopefully, y'all figured that out.
Yeah, we're not doing this at a.m. right before going to work.
No, not hardly. That was just a faux pas on my
Yeah.
part. So we are here, we are
Mhm.
live, and we are in the Caribbean this month.
That's right.
And so we'll cover a handful. I think we've got four Mondays this month, so we'll cover a
We had
handful of. Do we have five?
no 4.
No, four.
We
Um,
had 5 last month.
of islands. Tonight we are in Cuba. Um, mm,
Hey,
with
look
a
who that
foot
is.
with a foot in. Yeah. Sorry, the news is on. Somebody on the news.
Yeah.
With a foot in Key West and Miami.
Mhm.
So just from an immigration standpoint, and one of our favorite sandwiches. So I kind of had
Yeah.
to shift just a wee bit. So we're making something that is, we'll say Cuban American,
Mhm.
and something that is Cuban. So we've mixed it all up tonight.
Some fusion.
Fusion, well, Cuban fusion. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Whatever. So suffice it to say, we are not having Cuban coffee
No.
because need
No.
somebody to hang out longer than the heart attack that Cuban coffee causes.
Right.
So we're shifting how the order that we do things in just a little bit
Mhm.
because it takes some time for folks to join us live for all of the reasons.
Mhm.
And we're
She
doing.
needs some extra break
I
time.
need I need a little extra time to get rice going. So we're going to shift gears. I'm going to get our black beans and rice started tonight.
Mhm.
Then we'll shift to the cocktail
Mhm.
while the rice is cooking,
And the beans are cooking.
and the beans are cooking. And I'll tell you a little bit about the history, origin, of the black beans and
The
rice.
names.
Um, then we'll drink.
Yeah. We'll drink more. I mean, don't worry. I'll play catch up.
Yeah, and then we'll do the Cubano sandwiches. How's that?
Yeah.
Okay. So just a little bit of a shift in the order of
Operations.
operations. So the black beans and rice, in Spanish, a lot of Spanish influence in Cuba, just from a settlement perspective.
Mhm.
And the dish for black beans and rice translates to English as Moors and Christians. Um,
Moore.
no, Moors,
Yeah.
um, which the Moors were darker skinned
Yeah.
people, Christians traditionally being, well, maybe not quite this translucent, but lighter skinned,
Letters.
hence the black beans and rice. So
Oh,
black beans, white rice. Um, I will admit it made me giggle because my maiden name is Moore,
that's right.
and my dad carried some very dark DNA, in other words. In the summertime out in the sun, he got very dark.
Mhm.
So I know just from genealogy that I've done, I know there's some race mixing, I guess.
So just
No, not
mixing
mix up, but mixing in his genealogy. Um, once everybody got to
the things.
the states that weren't quite the states yet, um, he had European. Oh, let's see, and this is all census because we never did DNA for my dad, but European, Native American, and African. Um, again, according to census records, but for those of you who knew my dad, in summertime.
So, I see that there's a few people out there checking in, but
So the black beans and rice, black beans and rice is it it's in a lot of different cuisines,
hello, Grandma.
culturally. Hi, Mama. Um, there's Creole, there's Gola, there's Southern beans and rice. So there are a lot of recipes for this out there. So we are sticking as close to the Cuban version as we can,
Hey,
although
J-Effect.
I am definitely using some local spices. So J Effect, Pink Tiger Farms will be the two primaries for tonight. Unfortunately, I was out of sorry, I need to turn my pot down. Out of Cahokia rice, so I'm just using a basmati rice that I have rinsed. So right now, and 1 can of black beans and 1 cup of rice. So probably 4 servings, maybe 6 if you stretched it just a little bit. So right now, I'm only going to use about half of this pepper. I'm going to save the rest of it for another night. Um, just because I'm making such a small amount, I don't want to overload the pepper
You just don't
content
want to
here.
over pepper
Yeah,
it.
but I went ahead and diced it all, so
But
I
I
have
really
it.
like
Hmm?
said I really like peppers.
I do too, but you don't want it to
No,
overpower the
I get it.
beans. That was hot.
Sounded hot.
Hmm We'll use half of a medium onion.
They're in there in the pool.
Now, if you wanted to double this, 2 cans, 15-ounce cans of black beans and 2 cups of dry rice, then whole pepper, whole onion. I'm not going to cut the whole onion. We'll put those in the fridge. We'll use them for something else this week. So I'm getting some thin slices and then I'll dice. So as small as you can get it, even if you use a food chopper and not your chef's knife, as small as you can get it for this because you want these even smaller than your
You want these to
individual bean. Yeah. And good knife skills are important in the kitchen, but you don't need to, it's dinner. It's not, I've said this before, it's not
not a
culinary school.
demonstration.
Yeah. Sharp knives are also important in the kitchen. All right, so onions going in. Ooh, I can already smell it.
Cool.
Now I use a tablespoon of olive oil and about a tablespoon of clarified butter. Anytime I'm working with relatively high heat, I'm not a big butter fan in high heat because it browns really fast. So clarified
Mhm.
butter takes that, um, basically separates the butter, so you don't get that browning from the protein in the butter, from the milk fat in the butter. Garlic press. Sorry, so I've got 4 cloves of garlic. Are you? And we'll just pop those in here.
Mhm.
So, you've heard me talk about the Holy Trinity in um, Cajun cooking. You've heard me talk about sofrito in Spanish cooking. So this is kind of the Holy Trinity for, um,
Peppers, onions, and garlic.
yeah, and really the Holy Trinity is more like celery. Um, but celery is not traditional to this, so we're not there. But it's your base aromatics, your base
Mhm.
flavors, and you will find that in all sorts of cuisines. Always rinse out your garlic press before the garlic dries in it. Yeah.
Don't worry.
Nope, not washing my hands. Keeping garlic out of the garlic press.
Wait, wait your turn. Mhm. Wait your turn.
Okay, we'll deal with that later. That is all I need for the knife. Move some, well, actually, not quite all I need for the knife, but right now that's all I need for the knife. All right, so here's the fun part.
Beans, beans,
Not quite.
beans.
Uh-huh.
Back over there.
Um,
That's bean juice.
that's bean juice. So because I am using a cup of dry white rice that's been rinsed, rinse it to get some of the starch off, otherwise you'll get sticky rice. This is the juice from the can of beans. So we're going to use it to cook our rice in, but we need 2 cups of liquid. That's about a cup. I rinsed the beans, so there's a little bit of water in that already. I'm going to add enough water to this to get to the 2 cups. Chicken stock, vegetable stock. Actually, I probably am going to add some chicken bouillon to this just to give it that flavor.
Where's she going?
She's trying to go down the. She'll get over it.
Door's closed.
So bouillon, if you don't have the cubes measured, you need a teaspoon per cup. I'm going to back off just a bit of that because I've got some other seasonings that are going to go in here.
There.
Drain the beans, use the bean juice, add enough water, chicken stock, vegetable stock, broth to get to the 2 cups that you need for your rice. We're going to put beans and rice both in.
Okay, I'll bring them over.
Thank you.
Here, you can take that. I'm going to change the
Oh, you're gotcha.
change the camera.
Okay.
All right, they can see the pool.
Okay. So I am putting rice in first. Because I want it to brown just a little bit, soak up some of that oil, some of that flavor. All right, so now we're going to add approximately a teaspoon of J Effect Original, which is paprika, smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, some salt and pepper. We'll add more later if we need to. This kind of mimics what I would have put in here had I not had the seasoning on hand. There we go.
Ooh.
I'm going to add a little bit of Pink Tiger Farms smoked garlic, just because the flavor is incredible. So about a pinch or 2.
Nice too.
Uh-huh.
Give me this one.
Pink Tiger Farms ancho powder, which is brand new. Didn't open it. There you go. Pinch. We'll pinch some more later. And remember, I'm not making a huge batch of this, so. Oh, it smells so good already. Thank you. And this is Aleppo pepper, cumin, coriander, again, mimicking the flavors. Yeah, we'll do about half a teaspoon of that because it has salt in it also. So the paprika, the cumin, the chili powder, very much a Spanish influence in all of this, but also those of you familiar with Cajun food, Creole food, I mentioned Gola, Low Country, we find this all over in the southern part of the US. Okay, now we're going to put the liquid in. And 1 15-ounce can of black beans. To make it easier, you can, of course. Nah, I mean, I can watch the clock. So roughly 7 o'clock, we'll start worrying about this. You can't hand me the lid, though. I do need the lid for that. Okay. So, well, yeah, of course. White rice, 15 minutes, give or take, on the stovetop. Once it comes up to, we'll get it to a boil, and then we'll back it off to a simmer.
What's next?
Booze, baby.
I'm very clean. What the name of this? Tutto e la vita.
Your English is much better.
What?
French I can do. Italian apparently I survived, but the rest of it I kind of suck.
Which just means it's rum, cranberry juice, lime juice, and a little bit of simple syrup.
There's rice in my iced tea.
Well,
I mean,
I promise.
apparently I did.
A little simple syrup. We're going to use a 1/4 ounce per cocktail. We're making 2 cocktails. That means it's got a 1/2 ounce in it.
I forgot about the Swiss cheese.
Shame.
Gonna have to go downstairs. I'll be back.
So next we have 1 ounce lime juice. That's for both. We are doing 1.5 ounces rum because Cuba is still an embargoed state. We really don't get too much rum. I'm just using a darkish rum that's it's available here. It's Venezuelan rum, but it's a good rum for inexpensive rum. It's good. It's not rail rum.
No.
Step above both of them.
When you can get to a point where you can afford not rail, it's worth it. Yeah, absolutely is worth it.
And then we have 3 ounces per cocktail or 6 ounces of cranberry juice. Because we're doing juices, we're in the shaker. Man, it just picked up as soon as it got to the cocktail. I wonder why. Is everybody starting and waiting for the cocktail?
It's okay.
It
takes a few minutes for people to find us. Hey, I know that. We know that. We're happy.
Showed up and all.
And drinking with us.
Yeah.
Ooh, those are pretty.
Yep. Very nice.
But do let us know that you're watching and say hi. We
Say
like
hi
to talk.
We like to give you the lower one.
Thank you. Those are beautiful. Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Yummy.
Wow.
That's good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good.
That's interesting.
Isn't it? So the real cocktails is just sugar. I'm like, no, don't just use sugar.
No, use brown sugar simple syrup.
Use simple syrup.
Because
it mixes much easier than just sugar does.
Well, it absolutely does. But the brown sugar has a molasses flavor to it.
Yeah, it's so good. I'm going to make another batch.
Okay. All right, I'm going to switch the rice over so I can
move on to
heat up our meat. Alrighty. Okay, so Cuban sandwiches, contrary to popular belief, did not start in Cuba. They are part of Cuban cuisine today, but they found their way back. Yeah. So there are some debates. Key West, Miami, Tampa. I'm not going to go there. I don't care. We love them. They're delicious. We've had them in Miami. They were a way to use, not use up, but to use leftover meat specifically in sandwich form to carry to work. So portable food using up leftovers. So, kind of the waste not, want not. Yeah. So ham, typically sliced. We're kind of doing things a little bit differently tonight.
We appreciate you showing up. If you were early, late, it doesn't matter as long as you're here.
As long as you're here, we love it. Usually sliced pork, sliced ham, or sometimes like a pulled pork, not like barbecued pulled pork, but a pulled pork, or shredded pork and sliced ham. I'm going to take my beans back down to a simmer here so we don't lose them. We're going to use pulled ham that we did on the smoker, sliced pork loin. I'm going to heat the meat up just to make the sandwich process go a little bit faster. With that, mustard, and either like plain mustard or a mustard mayo combination, which we're going to do tonight and kick it up a bit. Except for Chili's going to get yellow mustard because he's going to hand me that when I do his.
Mustard.
Okay. And then pickles. So pulled pork. This is a show all in and of itself here.
You want over there?
Yeah.
Pulled ham and pulled
So
pork.
you're familiar with pulled pork. This is pulled ham. Much the same situation.
Same process. Just don't buy
Yeah.
a spot ham. Buy a
Yeah.
bone in.
Yeah. So this is what it looks like. I mean, how long did it take to cook? 6 hours, something like that. And then you
Remember,
just
it
pull it
wasn't that
apart like
long.
you do a pulled, a pork butt.
Cook it to temperature. We cook that to 205.
Got some big chunks here. Have some big chunks here, so I'm gonna
Pull it again.
pull it a little bit more so I don't have that in sandwiches. And I'm really just wanting enough to make, some good size sandwiches.
Oh, the lighting situation improved over
Yeah, who knows? I don't remember what seasoning we put on this, but it's not going to matter a whole lot.
there.
Going to see how much I need for
I
3
don't remember.
sandwiches. Great.
I want to say it was a Cajun.
It might have been a Cajun, which actually works really well for this. All right, would
Yeah.
you put that away? I need to wash my hands before I pick up a knife.
She's washing her hands.
Drink. I am going to need a bread knife, though. I can already tell.
I'll get it for you.
Thank you. All right, so the pork that I'm using is actually a leftover pork loin that I thawed specifically for this, and
And we
we'll just eat on it all week.
Did we smoke that too?
We smoked this too. This was like a half loin that I picked up from somewhere.
They get in the store.
And we're going to do as thin slices as we can get. This is cold, thawed totally through the middle, but cold. And it is so much easier to slice really thin. Thank you. When you've got cold hunks of meat, even still partially frozen. So we're doing, I mean, that's pretty thin. And I'm going to do a couple more. Right. And all we're doing is
it's like a message. So let Jessica know.
oh.
If you watch the show, Jessica, it's streaming live.
It's okay. She's probably catching it. All right. So all we're doing there is trying to heat that up enough to have hot sandwiches. Washing my hands again.
Great.
Okay. Put this back. We'll eat some more of that another day. And maybe
Clean tray.
Move it, Shug. All right. Mayo, mustard. I'm to the end of all of it here. So
Blue plate.
I've got blue plate. I really am to the end of it. So let me. I've got more in the basement. Really. For this, I'm not too worried about it. There's enough here. Spatulas are beautiful inventions. Know that you're going to make a mess. Oh, yeah.
What brand is that? Is that another ThermoWorks?
That is a Cuisinart brand.
Cuisinart.
You can find these, though, in various brands. Okay. We'll get that out of the top.
Mustard.
About the same in mustard, but probably should have gotten a spoon out. That's okay. Would you stir those beans for me, please?
JFX says that spatula is convenient. It is.
It is very convenient.
What was it? Cuisinart?
Yep.
Nice thin.
We're gonna pause a minute so I can, try these beans real fast. Give me a second.
You're at 3 minutes left to go.
Might need some more water. Oh no, they're done. Beans are done. What was that, little miss?
Go
Getting
that
into some. Well, I know she's fine, but hairball. Okay. Here, Pam.
Oh, we understand.
Oh. All right, so we're gonna add some J effect to this mixture just to give it a little bit more
Kick.
And mimic the flavor profile in our beans.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, baby. Okay.
that's mustard.
Swiss cheese.
Kroger store brand.
Mm-hmm. Baby Swiss. Now, if you don't like Swiss, use something you like. There's nothing that says you absolutely have to use Swiss, although it is traditional.
You're the one eating it, folks. At your house. We're eating this.
Bun. Oh, the child says she can eat a whole one.
Yeah. Try it.
I'm not sure I can eat a whole one, but we're gonna.
We're gonna try.
It'll save for tomorrow if I don't.
It will.
All right. So, sorry, I should have told you what kind of rolls these were. Italian bread works for this. These are bolio rolls from Kroger.
Kroger.
I like the shape,
Size.
the size. Cut them in half as easily best you can, evenly as you can. We're gonna.
There we go. Perfect.
We're gonna build sandwiches, and then we're gonna move this, bring over the sandwich press.
And then we're gonna cook them.
Mm-hmm.
Make them nice.
All right, so meat is warm.
That's all we need.
Slather to the edges. So slather to the edges so everybody gets some. You get some and everybody. How's that?
Yeah. Everybody wants
Also,
some.
because this layer of fatty stuff, mayo, mustard, aioli, ketchup, whatever it is, whatever condiment you're using,
Yeah.
actually prevents things from soaking into that bread.
BJ says he's used pulled pork leftovers from barbecue combs.
Oh, would be delicious. Yeah, absolutely.
Much so. We didn't have any of that left over.
Well, we don't frequently have pulled pork left over. Pulled ham.
It didn't last very long. It gets.
All right, I'm going to do one more swipe across the top on each of these just because I have some left over. Right. Guess what? Yeah, gotta wash my hands.
Cocktail time. Wash your hands.
All right, how you build these, I'm gonna let you build. We're going to put ham down first because it's the shredded. Then we're gonna do sliced pork. Then we're gonna do pickle. Hey, Robert. And then we're gonna do what?
Yes.
Oh,
We're
gotcha.
drinking a culta a la vida. which is rum, cranberry juice, lime juice, and some simple syrup. It's delicious.
I had just enough ham.
Trees.
Yeah. Barely. Okay. And then we're gonna, oh no, there's some more. All right. And then we're gonna lay the pork down on top. Now, again, whatever order you want to go into. Yes, there's an order to sandwich making, but oh, it's so good.
Robert, it is very amazing. It's delicious in for all the right reasons, in all the right ways.
And chili bean, there's enough left for you to pick on.
My favorite part of the meal. Scraps.
Scraps.
You know, when you're cooking, I mean, you're never hungry after you've cooked because you
No.
always, holy smokes, this is warm.
That's my problem when I cook at the Elks. I never want to eat dinner.
Because you've been snacking the entire time.
All right, these are just sandwich dill pickles. Sandwich cut, in other words, they're
That
lengthwise
was,
because that's
it
easy.
was missing some pieces.
Might have been. Because these are just easy on sandwiches. So, but whatever pickle you got, use that. Whatever pickle you like. Dill is the preference. But like I said, pickle.
It would make a great boat.
We make a lot of great boat drinks.
Well, Caribbean, it's made for the water. Caribbean cocktails are always made for water.
All right, now we're gonna fight with the cheese slices.
Oh, that's a good double flavor.
There's no way I'm gonna be able to eat this whole sandwich, so mine's gonna be partly lunch tomorrow.
I'm gonna have both.
All right, so
JFX says they're hooked on Grillo's pickles. I don't think we've had those yet.
no.
My favorites right now, probably the famous Dave's, because they add a little heat.
So Swiss is the traditional. Not everybody likes Swiss. Bless you.
Hard beef.
If you are one of those people, use what you like, but you
Mhm.
still are going to want something a little bit on the sharp side to balance the richness of the
Like
ham.
a white cheddar.
That would work. I wouldn't use mozzarella, provolone, anything like that because it's just going to be too rich. Swiss has some sharpness to it. Excuse me, I had to blow my nose.
I did.
Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way.
Next, you've seen them a little bit there.
Yeah, well, so normally I would preheat this while I was doing all that, but we just don't have that kind of space on a Monday night. So we're going to have to let this heat up just a wee bit.
Also like Fisher's Garden.
I do. I do,
For
yes.
your
And I like
Leapies.
Leapies a lot too. Local. Right. This won't take long to heat up, so I'm gonna pause.
You gonna pause for a cocktail break?
Mm-hmm.
Come over here. Show your face.
We're going to test the beans.
Oh, delicious.
We're going to find our spoon. I think these need more seasoning though.
You've got seasoning over there.
I do.
I can bring them to you. All four of them.
Yeah.
Whoops, I'll get it.
Thank you. So I season while I cook, but those tend to mellow out a little bit. So if you want that punch, season at the tail end also. Especially when you're doing rice and you season as everything's cooking, or pasta, or any kind of grain, really, it's going to soak all of that up. So you're going to lose some of the
pungentness.
Yeah. And I'm not measuring, I'm just eyeballing.
Measuring with your heart.
I'm stopping when my ancestors tell me, hold up, Missy. There we go.
Okay.
That one smells so good.
Oh, my ancestors, not yours.
I'm listening to J Effect Ancestors.
Okay. Yes.
Phoebe's ancestors. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna let that.
Moors and the Catholics.
Christians.
Moors and Christians. Yeah.
Whatever.
Sorry, I was close.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a comical, not like funny, like ironic comical. Unique way of looking at it.
It is.
This is also a Cuisinart contraption, and the plates on this reverse. Yeah, I almost gave this away a few years ago. I'm glad I kept it. I use it every now and then. They reverse, so you've got a griddle, and it also lays flat. So it's a nice little contraption. I don't know if I can get. Yeah, I'm not going to get all three. The other thing that I like about this, and you're not going to be able to see it on camera, is this back plate actually lifts up, so you get an even press. It lifts up when you tell it to. But it's not going to right now. Ah, shit. I need that thing right there. Yep.
Yeah, I saw you push the wrong button myself, and I was like, oh. So you just hit the wrong button.
Well, I don't remember what.
On the side there.
No, that one releases.
What releases?
Well, shoot. Maybe at that one.
It would be that one there.
It's that one. I need another mitt, please.
I'm working.
One of the grates fell off when I was trying to get it to move.
I saw that. He's having all sorts of issues, folks.
Well, life goes on. Okay. Now we're good. Now I can get an even press on this. Yeah. So now we wait, and I'm going to put some pressure on it because it'll just cook faster.
Yeah. It makes it a little thinner.
Now, you don't have to press these, but they just taste better when you do. You can put them back on us. I don't need to stand here and see my hands. They're not seeing my face presses anyway. Well, yeah, they sure are. My nails are uneven. So yeah, pretty hefty Spanish influence in Cuban food. And then of course that all meandered into southern Florida, Key West, Miami, Tampa. Jeff's gonna eat the whole jar of pickles. These are a little crooked here. And you could put butter on the tops and bottoms of these if you want, the grilled cheese kind of crust on it. I'm just looking for a little toasted, a little melty, a lot melty on the cheese, flat, gooey.
Deliciousness.
Yeah. So you don't want to tell them your Cuban coffee story?
So we were in Miami in
2012
for a conference, Nikki's conference, and we went to a Cuban restaurant.
It was right next to the hotel.
Right next to the hotel. It was like right down at the very end of the driveway. We went there for breakfast. Well, me being a normal American red-blooded coffee drinker, I wanted a cup of coffee and not this little thimble of coffee that they gave me with my breakfast. So made up coffee.
You didn't specify.
And
Yeah, they did.
I drank all of that and then got another one, got a refill. And they just kind of looked at me because I was like, more. And we sat there, we had our breakfast, and we walked back to the hotel because that's where her conference was actually at, in the hotel. And about 2/3 of the way back to the hotel is when it hit me.
It did too.
And my heart just started pounding and my head ached. And I knew that I did not have regular coffee that morning.
It was something.
I had Cuban death coffee.
I'm glad you were young. Like if you did that now, I'd be in the ER with you. All right.
Yeah, it laid me out for a good 6 hours, just with no ability to do anything else.
All
It
right.
was a horrible situation.
It was good though. All right. So very, very hot griddle. Turning it off, closing it down, unplugging it so it doesn't accidentally turn itself back on.
Twyla says she loves her Cuban food that she's tasted. There was a Cuban place in Marion for a time.
Mhm.
Yes, there was. Actually, that place originated in Carbondale in the
Key
bar
West, yeah.
just at the end of our road at Key West. So
We were sad when it left.
Yeah, we were sad that it was, but it is okay.
Okay, so here we go. We've got 3 sandwiches, beans. We'll have to use the stove cam because I don't want to move the very, very hot griddle.
We can kind of see the third one. There we go.
Yeah, well, I've got it balanced on the
There we go.
pan, so I don't have it on hot. So there's our beans,
And our sandwiches.
our sandwiches, and I'll take pretty pictures later. You want to bite into yours? I'll cut into it.
Yeah, cut it. I think it needs to be cut at the diagonal.
You take that skillet, please, so I'm not cutting on a rocky surface. Thank you.
For you.
Mm-hmm. Sandwiches taste better cut on an angle. Argue with me. Ready?
Go ahead.
That is scrumptious.
Look at that pork. Look at that ham, which is pork. Oh, Pam says it was very good. The owner moved back to Florida. We can understand it.
Yeah, that I can understand. All right, I am going to go ahead and take its picture because it's pretty. So we're going to lose a camera here.
Okay.
Because when it turns out that well,
maybe you can message Jessica. Let her know that she missed a hell of a show.
She's wanting to talk about senior pictures for the kid. All right, you're getting some behind the scenes.
Little magic, black magic there.
Mm-hmm.
How we do things, how we show things. You really see it that way. You take in your picture with her little handheld light. Oh, that light's bright. Shooting this way.
Yeah, it is. We just get a picture of the.
She's taking pictures. You guys have any questions on anything? Well, anything that we did tonight? The beans and rice. Yum. Que rico, yes, huh? Que rico.
Okay.
We agree, JF. She does. She gets her shot.
Here's the deal. I don't like to stage things. I want you to see what it looks like when it comes off the the griddle, out of the skillet, out of the oven, whatever.
Yeah. If
So
it looks great,
there
awesome.
it is.
If it doesn't look great,
It still eats.
awesome.
Go ahead, drink. Oh, I forgot.
What?
We got something special from the grocery store.
Oh, we did. Get some Skizzers. Girl. Honest stuff.
We might have to take another picture. Oh, that's delicious.
Oh. No, nice little salt. Flavorful. That's awesome.
Those taste really good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh,
You want to?
that'll be my plate.
There you go. So at Kroger, you can actually buy Goya plantain chips. They're actually really good. I've
Really
never
good.
had them before. There's plain ones and there's cinnamon ones.
We got the plain with salt.
So
The
instead of potato
original.
chips, yeah, I did that because he doesn't like black beans,
That's right.
but they're really good. So grab some. They were on sale this week.
I'll have a little bite of them.
There you go. So that's it.
Goya plantain chips.
They actually have really a decent sized section of the Goya foods, and that's all. Um, we'll say Latin
Yeah.
flavor
You gonna take a bite of my
profiles.
sandwich?
I will take a bite of your
I
sandwich.
figured you might.
Just a wee one.
This one?
Nope, I'll just take the corner of this one.
I figured.
Cheers.
Up corners.
So good. Totally worth it. And if you're not a mustard fan, we've had the mustard conversation a lot. I actually used a German mustard. Use
That's good.
a Dijon or like a whole grain brown mustard. I'm not a fan of just plain old yellow mustard. There's too much.
Like my favorite of all.
There's just too much vinegar in it for me. Every other mustard, love. So use a mustard that you like. But we mix that one with mayo.
What kind of mayo?
Blue Plate.
Okay. Quality since 1926.
Is it 1926? I
Something like that.
It's a bit of an inside joke.
Yeah.
And
if they ever watch us, they will understand.
Yeah, I doubt they ever watch us. But that's okay. Where was I with the mustard? So mustard mixed with mayonnaise, and we added some J Effect to give it, kick up in the seasoning.
J Effect, that is my cue that it has been a quality event as well. Winterized roll.
Those are my giveaways, aren't they? I jump every now and then.
Yeah.
You might get a squeal sometimes.
Hard to.
Yeah, I squealed, jumped, and rolled my eyes the night that I did.
Yeah.
What was it?
We're talking about food.
I'm talking about food. You're gonna hope I don't jump. That could be bad. Jump. What was I doing? Oh, pimento cheese. I made pimento cheese from scratch, but I added J Effect and some other things to it that I don't normally or haven't typically. It was killer good too. So, all right, you're gonna eat dinner. We're gonna eat dinner. So thank you. Little Cuban American fusion going on with the Cuban sandwiches. The black beans and rice combination is pretty close to the traditional in Cuba. But again, that same dish, beans and rice in general, but certainly the black beans and rice shows up in various cuisines. So make things your own. Make them how you like them. Use ingredients you enjoy, because that's the only way you're going to eat it once you finish cooking it, and certainly the next day.
Yeah.
So
enjoy it. It's your food, so you might as well enjoy it.
So other countries, we're headed to Jamaica and Puerto Rico for sure. And that last Monday, I haven't quite decided yet. We'll see where we go. Also, if you're close to Carbondale, join us this Friday at the Elks Lodge here in Carbondale. We're cooking Jamaican food that night.
Yep.
So you'll get to taste all of that. And
we will have a special cocktail, Jamaican cocktail.
BJ was on a while ago. Schwabel Printing is doing some t-shirt order forms for me. So we'll have some rooted
Swag.
in food swag and
Swag.
swag,
Swag.
swag,
Swag.
whatever. Okay. So we'll
SCH.
have Roots t-shirts, and then I've got a local foodie t-shirt that we've
Yeah.
designed too. So we'll have those
We'll have
available
things for
for order
you to order and buy.
that help us do
Do
this
this.
and help one of our local print shops.
Yep.
So 'cause we're all about that.
Yep.
So shout out to BJ at Schwabel. He does anytime we have Rooted in Foods logo on things that we're wearing or carrying, BJ's done them
Yeah.
for us. So yeah, we're good. Let's eat.
Folks, hey,
All right.
thank you. Bye.
We'll see you next week. Sugar bug.